well, to Steve Whale of the business. And this is going to be our first question. For the camera again, what can you tell us about your tour?
Which tour?
This tour.
This tour.
Just the first impressions about the tour.
Yeah, this is only the second day on the tour at the moment, so I can't really give a good impression. But the 2-week tour of Europe is just basically consisting of Germany, Italy, Switzerland, and Czech Republic. It's just a short tour to promote Hardcore Hooligan, which is a football album we just brought out, which consists of 12 football songs.
It's a kind of a compilation album. I mean, most of the songs are released on other albums.
Yeah, well, if you listen to it, because there's two covers, 2 business songs which have been redone, which is Handball and Saturday's Heroes. They've been re-recorded, and also there's new songs, new football songs which haven't been heard, and one of them unfortunately had to be taken off the album.
How come?
Because of legal reasons, because the content of the song would have brought a lot of trouble to our door with one of the major publishing companies. It's Don't Cry For Me, Argentina, which consists of a chorus sung, but a bit different, and the words aren't very nice.
You really hate Maradona. I mean, look at the Handball, look at Maradona from the Keep the Faith album. I mean,
yeah, it isn't necessarily against Maradona. This one is particularly the Argentine team, where a lot of the pre-match talk and banter was based around slagging England off and using dirty tactics. So when they was actually beaten, they then must accept things to come back on them. And that's basically what happened. You know, that song was basically a comeback from all the talk and boasting and banter that they was given across in the press.
Well, when we're talking about football, what do you expect from Portugal? I mean, England is in the same group as Croatia. So many of Croatian football fans said, well, maybe we can beat England. I mean, Rio Ferdinand is off the team, so your prediction about the game?
Yeah, we got Scott Parker. There's a lot of young players coming up in England that not many people know about, which are very good. And
so do you expect them to be placed on the team, or?
Yeah, I would imagine there's a lot of talent actually at the moment in England on the football circuit, and I think when Portugal comes along, it'd be a good platform for them to show their skills, you know. So maybe after Portugal there'd be a more famous English footballers in the people's minds.
Your expectations about England team?
What do I think?
Yeah,
I'm just a big fan of good football, and some.
I've heard that the England versus Croatia game is going to be like high-risk game with a lot of football hooligans and everything. My question isn't like, do you support hooliganism or something like that, but do you expect people to get into fights or something like that?
I understand what you're saying, and this is a misconception now of the rest of the world about England's football hooligans.
Yeah.
They don't really exist anymore. That was something back in the 80s. That was a predominant thing of football, and now the rest of the world still think that England is the main football hooligan firm. You know, the trouble is the government has cracked down and arrested so many football hooligans from the 80s. They're still in prison now. You know, the football hooligan firm from England isn't anywhere near what it used to be, and the football hooligan firm will go to Croatia, go to Turkey, and they still think that is the main firm, so they're going to fight them because they think that's the. But it's
I mean,
not.
Turkish hooligans are now like worse than any European hooligans.
Because they're
Stabbing
allowed
people,
to,
yeah.
They're allowed to do that by their government, and as you know yourself, if the government decide that you're not allowed to do that anymore,
Yeah.
they will make sure you don't do it. And the consequence, some countries haven't quite caught up to modern day football.
What really happened to West Ham? I mean, they're not even in the Premier League now.
They, unfortunately, I'm actually a Chelsea supporter. before they
Really?
Are you a
But-
headhunter?
No. I actually, in my opinion, would say that West Ham got a manager which wasn't very good, and from that moment they got that manager, their team just plummeted.
Okay.
Lost the games.
One more question about football. Do you think that the reform during the late 80s, like the Thatcher football law that withheld all the hooligans from the stadiums, like with putting all the seats in and getting a lot of police there, do you think it's destroyed some like conception about classical
I mean,
English football and everything?
Because you have a song like Saturday's Heroes in which you sing, but they can get me on the camera. I mean, it's
Yeah, you're right in the right area. That's basically what it was dealing with: the closing down, the taming of football. Now, what I will say to you now, in my opinion, that particular time you're talking about was a Tory government, which is Maggie Thatcher's government, and they wanted to prove as a Tory that they are very strong on law and order. Now, the ideal situation for them would be the game of football, because they, number one, they know what time it's going to happen, 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon. Number two, they know that all the press in England will be at that game watching it, and they can then police it in a respect that they have tamed football hooligan, the
They can send a
ferocious
strong
animal that nobody can tame. The Tory government has tamed it. That's how strong we are on law and order. Right? Anything else, forget about it. It's not in the public.
just the kind of government,
The government fraud scam.
Yeah, it's all. Most governments are based on scamming, spin, as we call it in England. They get,
So why business didn't tour so much as now in the 80s?
We was,
Only because of that whole riot or
no, it's something that wasn't really a big issue for us. We wasn't really interested. We was enjoying. We just didn't really take the music that seriously. It was a fun thing, drinking and driving. It was more, if it, we're playing music in a pub anywhere, we have a laugh, but that's it. We had no concept of anything outside England, that anybody knew of the business outside of England. We had no idea whether they knew about the business in America, in Europe, Asia. We had no idea.
Because I read somewhere about your tour in America in 1994. It was like a huge tour. Many bands showed up, and in a metal camera, I mean, like metal and agnostic front and something ground and starting